Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn Code with Nab. In the continuation of our Java 8 feature series, today we will see what is predicate and function. So basically these two concepts introduced in Java 1.8 version, and these concepts are give the facility developer to write less lines of the code, and we will see theoretical part first, then we will see how do we do in coding. So what is predicate? So predicate is basically a function with single argument and return boolean value. What does it mean? A predicate is a function which will accept one argument and return boolean value. Predicate interface present in java.util.function package. As part of Java 8 release, Oracle people introduced this predicate interface as part of java.util.function package. So basically predicate is a functional interface and it contains only one method, that is test. What is the implementation of predicate in Java 8? So this is how they defined in Java 8. So basically it's an interface, it's an functional interface, so it will contain only one single abstract method. If you are not aware of functional interface concept and lambda expression, you can go through my previous videos where we have covered lambda expression from the basics, and we have seen functional interface and how do we call those lambda expression on basis of functional interface. We have covered already. In case if you didn't see that, please go in my video playlist and see again. So this is how they are implementing predicate interface. It will contain only one method, that's why this interface is single abstract functional method, and this is a single abstract method. Okay, we have covered 4 points of theoretical. Predicate is a function with single argument and return boolean value. Predicate interface present in java.util.function package, and it is a functional interface and it contains only one method. Now let me go to the Eclipse and let me give you the some example for the predicate. Let's see, I want to check whether the given integer is whether given integer is greater than 30 or not. First we will see the approach. How do we write traditional approach? So for which we will have a public static method, since we need to call this method from my static method, that is main method. Name of the method is test for now, let us assume, and it will accept something integer value, let's say int I. Now I will say if I greater than 30, that means this is greater than 30 and it will return true, else return false. Now I will call this method here in my main method. I would say test, call my test method and pass 50 here, and let me print this one to the console. Now I will say that I do have one more integer value, that is 20. I want to check whether these two are greater than 30 or not. Let me run this one and see. First is 50, this is true. greater than 30, and second is 20, that is less than 30, that means it will return false. This is the expected output what we are looking for. Now let's see how do we call predict function here to remove this lengthy code. You can see for that one we would need to write this much code. Now first let me convert this method to the lambda expression. So access modifier not required, return type is not required, return name of the method is not required, and if else not required. If this is the single statement, then remove this curly braces as well. Give it arrow function here, and this curly braces is not required as well. Now we are done with our lambda expression. What we have done is we have removed modifier, we have removed return type, we have removed name of the method, and we have removed if else statement as well, since we are going to use predicate. Now as I told you, it belongs from java.util.function. Import that one only, and it will take one argument, and in this case argument is type of integer. And I will say this is my predicate P, and this is my condition which I need to evaluate. Now instead of calling test method here, I would say P, this is predicate, and there is one method that is called test. So this is showing error because we are declaring predicate out of a static method. Let me go take it inside my main method, and let me call test method on the reference of P, that is predicate, and I would pass 50. Same I will do here. Instead of calling test method explicitly, I will use test method of predicate function. Let me format the code and let me run again. See, we are getting the expected output, but in the previous example we have seen the lengthy code, but in this one we would need only this line of code, and this is enough for our computation and process the data. Now let me go through one more example. Say I need to check the length of a given string. To check length of a string is greater than 5. Since predicate always return boolean, so we need to make an example around this. So I'm saying I will pass one string. If it is greater than 5, please return me true, otherwise return me false. Now let me create one more predicate. This time it will accept a string, right? Now we are ready with predicate object. Now we need to write lambda expression for our test method. So we will say I will take a string, and I will call a string.length method, and I will see if it is greater than 5 or not, and I would put this one into the bracket, and I will terminate with semicolon. Now I will say sys out p dot test say Java. I will pass a string as a Java, and I am saying if it is greater than 5 or not. Second I would say Spring Boot. Let me they are saying you are already using p. That let me comment it out, this piece of code which is no longer required. Let me run again. So Java is greater than less than 5, that is why it is giving me false, and Spring Boot length is less than 5, this is why it is giving me true. So I hope you got the idea what predicate will do. So firstly it will accept one argument and return boolean value, either it is true or false. We need to call test method, which is already there in predicate interface, and we need to give the lambda expression or implementation for the same method. Now we will look into the function part, what exactly function do. So function is exactly same as predicate, except that function can return any type of result. In the previous example, or in the previous we have seen predicate always return boolean value, and it will accept only single argument. But in case of function, it will accept two variables, two parameters, and can return any type of result. So again, function interface also present in java.util function. This is the addition as part of Java 1.8 version, and it will contains only one method, that is apply. So function interface is also an functional interface, and it contains only one method, that is apply. Now let me go to the coding part and see how we can use this one into our code function. So basically function first, let me take an example of let's say I want to find the length of given string. To find length of given string, so in this case two parameter will be accepted by the function interface. One is a string, which is my string, and second thing the return type, which will be the integer. Now let me see how we can define function interface. Function type will be a string and return type will be integer, and we will say here, we will say take me string, take a string out from the parameters, find out the length of it, and give back to us. That's it. This one line is enough to do the everything for me. Let me print this output, and I will call f.apply, and I will pass a string here. I will say learn code with nav, and I will run this code, and we will get the expected output 16. Learn code with nav will contain 16 alphabet. This is why we are getting 16 as an output here. So function will take only two parameter, one is for processing, other is for return. I hope you got function concept as well. So we have seen so far predicate and function. We have seen what is predicate. Predicate can accept single argument and return always boolean value, and function can accept two parameter. First one represent input argument types, and second one represent return value. Now let me go to the difference part as well. What is the difference between predicate and function? It can be asked in an interview. So basically, to implement conditional check, we should go for predicate. If we want to implement conditional check, then we should go for predicate. And if we want to perform certain operation and return some result, then we should go for function. Again, second difference illustrate the same. Predicate can take only one type of parameter, which represent input argument types, and always return boolean value. Function can take two types of parameter. First one represent input argument types, and second one represent return value. Third difference is predicate can return only boolean value, while function can return any type of value, whether it is length for integer and it is for a string and anything, so forth, so on so forth. I hope you got the basic idea what is predicate and function. I hope you know how to write code using these two, and you will have already seen the advantage. It will remove unnecessary code from the class, and it will give you solution in 1 or 2 lines. I hope you like this video. If you like this one, please do subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.